Gladys Knight, the legendary Empress of Soul, captivated the world with her golden voice, its timeless hits, and emotional depth. From Midnight Train to Georgia to Neither One of Us, her music told stories of love, pain, and perseverance. But behind the radiant smile and powerful performances lay years of heartbreak, personal loss, and private battles that few ever knew. Now, the truth about Gladys Knight's life, her struggles with addiction, betrayal, and tragedy, reveals a journey far more heartbreaking than anyone imagined. Gladys Knight's life reads like a soul song filled with triumphs, heartbreaks, and the haunting melody of perseverance. Born in 1944 in Atlanta, Georgia, Gladys showed signs of greatness early. At just 7 years old, she was already winning talent shows and mesmerizing audiences with her rich, emotional voice. By the time she was a teenager, she had formed the Pips, a family group featuring her brother Merrill and cousins William and Edward. Together, they would soon become one of the most celebrated acts in soul music history. But success didn't come overnight. The road to stardom was long and filled with rejection and sacrifice. Gladys worked tirelessly, determined to make her mark in a music industry dominated by men and controlled by major labels that often took advantage of Black artists. When Gladys Knight and the Pips finally broke through in the 1960s and 70s with hits like I Heard It Through the Grapevine, If I Were Your Woman, and Midnight Train to Georgia, they didn't just create music, they created emotion. Gladys's voice was more than beautiful. It was powerful, raw, and honest. She sang from the depths of her soul, resonating with millions who felt her every word. Yet, even as fame found her, Gladys was quietly fighting battles no one could see. Behind the spotlight, her personal life was marked by turmoil. Gladys endured 3 marriages, each one ending in heartbreak. Her first marriage to musician Jimmy Newman was destroyed by his drug addiction, and tragedy struck when he eventually abandoned their family. Her second marriage to producer Barry Hankerson ended in a bitter divorce that fractured her relationship with her son Shunga Hankerson for years. And her third marriage to motivational speaker Les Brown also fell apart after only a few years, leaving her emotionally drained. But her pain didn't stop there. Gladys struggled for years with a gambling addiction that nearly ruined her financially. She once revealed that she lost nearly $1 million at the baccarat tables in Las Vegas, a secret she kept hidden even as she continued to perform on stage, smiling through the pain. It was a way to escape, she admitted later, an escape from loneliness, from failed relationships, from the pressure of being perfect in a world that demanded it. Still, through every challenge, Gladys refused to give up. Her faith became her foundation. In interviews, she often spoke of how prayer and spirituality helped her find peace after years of turmoil. When she was diagnosed with cancer later in life, she faced it with the same grace and strength that defined her career. Though she initially kept her diagnosis private, her resilience inspired countless fans who saw her not just as a singer, but as a survivor. As the years passed, Gladys watched many of her closest friends and fellow artists, including Aretha Franklin and Whitney Houston, pass away, leaving her as one of the last great voices of her generation. The loss weighed heavily on her, but she continued to perform not for fame, but for love. Love of music, of her fans, and of the legacy she had built through decades of struggle. Today, at 81, Gladys Knight remains a symbol of endurance. Her journey is one of talent, heartbreak, and redemption, a reminder that even the brightest stars carry shadows. The world remembers her as the soulful voice behind the hits, but the real Gladys Knight is so much more. A woman who faced the darkness of addiction, the pain of loss, and the cruelty of fame, yet still stood tall, singing her truth. Gladys Knight's life wasn't just about the music. It was about the fight to keep singing when everything else tried to silence her. Her story is one of courage, faith, and the undying soul of a woman who refused to let tragedy define her legacy.